Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. So I always like if you have a local team that it's really entrepreneurs, because you need like real entrepreneurs running it as their own business. So every country we have their local entrepreneurs. So for example, Belgium, we took over the team of Scooty, a local operator. If you look at Germany, we took over, it was a small M&A, we took over Tribe Sharing, which was a small operator, but really doing well on his business. He just didn't have the skill. So we said, if we take you over, we can give you the skill and making sure that a real entrepreneur can also use his knowledge and not doing everything himself. So every country will really have entrepreneurs, and there are always three ways to start a new country. You can either partner with a different company, but I always think it's hard in sharing, because if you partner, you don't know if the strategy will be the same. Exactly. I always say if you do something, you need to be both in the boat, because you cannot be half in it. You really need to go in.
Exactly.
Then you can build it yourself, but building it yourself mostly costs time
and cash.
It costs time, it costs cash, and it's really hard to understand the local market. Which already, for example, when we started in Belgium, it was so different than the Netherlands.
Yeah, Belgium is quite it's a tough market.
It's unbelievable. Like nothing is the same. I was so surprised that it was so differently. So we learned that you really need local expertise, and you need experience in the team. So when people wanted to start in Turkey, our supplier called and they said, hey, they want to start, but they can't yet find the investment. We said, we're going to do it. We give them the vehicles. That's how we started in Istanbul. Like, why not doing Istanbul? We need to make shared mobility available for everyone. This is our challenge. Let's do it in Istanbul. 60 million people. That's a chance.
Big market, yeah.
And then of course Italy. So yeah.
No, I was wondering when you. No, maybe please continue with Italy. Then I will ask the question after. I'm too excited. That's why.
No, really good. So Italy. When we ordered the first mopeds with the supplier, we called the supplier and said, who else is using these vehicles? And then they said, oh, there are two guys in Italy. They're using it, and they're great guys. So we gave them a call, and that were Emmanuel and Diego, the co-founders of Zigzag. Both did an MBA in Madrid, really clever guys, knowing really good about the product, about the software, about the hardware. And we just had open discussion with them, and they were totally open. They never said you're a competitor. They just helped. They said, if you want any feedback, let us know. And we kept in touch. And 2 years later, we were having, let's say, 10,000 vehicles, and they were just still on 500 vehicles. So still two really good entrepreneurs that were able to still, they're one of the oldest sharing operators in Italy, active in Rome, Milan, Turin, Rome, like great cities, but didn't have the skill to go to 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 that you need in Italy, because the market is huge. Only in Rome, you could put 4,000 vehicles and you would have a great city. So there we said the same. We want to give you the skill. We want to help in making sure we can at least scale 5 to 10 cities in the upcoming months. Let's do it together. And quite soon after, we said, okay, let's do it. Let's make sure we can start and get also the scaling there.
Wow, that's really nice, because those entrepreneurs have been doing it with passion. You can tell, right? Because even though they weren't able to raise the funding, but they still, sustainable and kept continuing. So you can see that they were doing it with passion, and you can see that they really care about it, right? I think those are great people to partner with or to acquire. And I think that's a very, very great thing that you, as a company, are doing, right? Because you take care of these people who are passionate. But it's also a great business move, right? Because they know the local business, right? So that's a genius move, actually.
Yeah, we're really doing then also M&A for the local management teams, because that's something you cannot otherwise start yourself. That's really hard to find the right people, and really the performance in a country is really depending on the good country managers, the good local people. And when we had the discussions, I was so impressed. They had even a lower budget than we had in the beginning, and they built own software, own hardware, own IoT
That's
units,
amazing.
everything themselves. And I was just impressed by that little amount of budget they have, what they got out of it. So we just had to help them a little bit in getting the skill. But I'm sure that Italy will going to be one of our biggest markets in the future.
That's amazing. I was wondering when you actually acquired Scooty, because I didn't read it about it in the press. I guess it's a few years ago maybe, or was it recent? Because
so tribe sharing we really acquired, and in Belgium they stopped with Scooty, and Scooty was a customer of mine. I mean, I've sold them the vehicles. I knew them really well. So I said, guys, you cannot stop. It's a pity. I mean, Antwerp, Brussels, great cities. We want to start there. So we didn't take over any of the vehicles or anything. We just said to the people, like, come here and we will do it again. But then we're going to do it differently. And so that's how we started in Antwerp. And after a couple of months, also Brussels.
Wow, that's amazing. That's